Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler with me, MeHerd37. So we're in Dallas, and we have a flight here to Palm Springs. It's not KPSP, it's actually like a different Palm Springs, kind of close to it though. I have scenery for KPSP, which is right there, so it's actually really close, but it is a different airport. But there was another flight here last night, which I was actually doing, and right as we were starting to make our approach, the computer shut down. I believe it's just too hot. The weather's heated up a lot. And it gets really hot in this room, so I think that was actually the problem. Didn't blue screen anything, it just shut down on me. But it's an interesting approach because the elevation of the airport is actually, as you can see, minus 113, and there's like hills and mountains around it. So I was making an approach around like 7,000 feet or so, and then having to cut over and get down. I just started it, and daggone thing shut down. But there's another flight to the same airport, so we're going to give this one a try. So let's load up in the 757. I had another person do the flight, and then there's actually another return flight close, so they went ahead and did that. Alright, so this is 61,000 pounds. We'll put in a little over 2,000 worth of fuel. So we can go 2,034 nautical miles, which is more than we need. Like double. Alright, so it's a day flight. I have no idea where we should be, man. This is Dallas, and we could end up at a really... I don't want to end up at, like a really far away from our runway. Let's go 9. I have no idea where this will put me. Let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright everybody, here we are. I think we're actually fairly close. I believe this is our runway right over here, so we're actually a little bit closer than last time where we parked. Go ahead and start this up Control E style. These lights on. We'll be flying at 34,000 feet, so we'll just go ahead and get this set up. Can't get the FMC just yet. So go ahead and set this up to 34,000. We're going to be taking off on 17 center. So we get that. Alright. Reset the altimeter. We can get going on our FMC here. Alright, so we are KDFW. And Palm Springs is KTRM. KTRM. Like I said, we'll be taking off on runway 17 center. Activate that. I will put 5 in the reserves. Cruise altitude, like I said, 34,000, and cost index is 75. Alright, so let's check out our leg. Well, actually, we need to go to departing and arrival. 17 center. And we're going to be arriving on 17. No ILS or anything for this airport, so it'll be manual. It's going to be interesting because it's a steep descent from what I could see down to the airport, coming over a hill at about 7,000 feet or so, 7,200, and then getting down to the runway, which is below sea level, so it'll be interesting. Let's bring this up, and we'll step through this to make sure it's good. Let's also turn our TCAS on while we're down here. Alright, let's step through it. Should be good. I mean, I flew it yesterday. Espono, see, the thing I don't like, you can see the actual runway, you can just barely see this white line. But that's actually, how you come into that runway, and I don't know why this, I don't know if it's just QualityWings or what, but we never seem to go full out. It's like wants to take you directly to the runway. I'm not really sure why it does that. Alright. I think we're pretty much set up. I think we're going to push back go to the right. We'll taxi out through here. If I can even get it to turn. For some reason, I can always get it to turn. Alright, Shift P for our pushback. Put the brakes on RTO, flight director on. Arm auto throttles, arm LNAV and VNAV. What in the world? Why is this thing... What the hell? See, this did this before. I have no idea why the hell... We're just... Jeez. Alright. It just... I don't know why I did that. Keep that off for a minute. Both of them. It did that at Daytona Beach one time when I was trying to fly. It just all of a sudden, but we were at the runway, it just wanted to take itself off. I don't know if we're pointed far enough to it that it just thinks it needs to go or what. I don't know if this thing will turn. Doesn't look like it. Sometimes they turn, sometimes they don't. Oh, there it starts to go. Alright, so we'll actually go ahead and stop this. That's our taxi line right there. We'll turn our taxi lights on. Alright. Let's head on over, oops, to the runway. Alright, get over here. Now I'm flying with my normal joystick, the Thrustmaster. I love this joystick, by the way. But I was trying on FS Passengers the other day when I was recording. I got my SciTech or SciTech, however you say it, my rudder pedals and yoke and everything set up, and I was trying it for the, not for the first time, but my first actual real flight with it. Man, it is just, like I said, it's just like you have to learn how to fly all over again. It's so different, especially with the rudder pedals. That's where I was struggling the most, was actually the taxiing and trying to get those rudder pedals, trying to get used to it, and then setting the speed. With that throttle, it's so much different. Everything is different because with this, I set it up with the joystick. I got the stick in my right hand, and I got the throttle on the left. But when I do it with the SciTech setup, you know, it's like the throttle is on the right, and you've got to control the yoke with your left when you're flying like that. It's just really, really just awkward. Gotta learn how to do it. I think you have to get used to the rudder pedals, and also have to get the sensitivity set up how I like it. So it might take a little while, but I can't, there's no way I can fly a jet like this with that setup. I don't think there's any way possible. At least not yet. I have to get a lot better. I might use it, Air Hauler 2 ever comes out, because, you know, we get to start out with, you know, little Cessnas and stuff like that, a little bit easier. Although this might actually be somewhat easier on the ground since it doesn't accelerate so fast. It's just really awkward to keep going straight and then turn with those rudder pedals when you never really use them much. Alright, I think we're just about there. This is 17 right. This is the first one, then we'll go through over to 17 center. I don't think 17 center goes quite out as far as 17 right does, so I don't want to miss it. I think we just missed it. Is that... Where does it end? Oh, jeez. I hope we did not miss that. It looks like it cuts through right here, so we'll try this. Hopefully it cuts through right here. Because I just thought about that. It actually does not Alright, so we can cut through right here. What? This is kind of an odd place to try and be taxiing. Alright, we just did get to the end of it, too. Yep, we just about missed it. Alright, 17 center right here. Let's set the flaps to 15. Alright. We'll stop right here. I noticed that dude isn't saying ladies and gentlemen, get ready and all that. I think the sound may be off for the ATC. Not sure. Turn the taxi lights off, landing lights on, strobe on. Flaps are at 15. Brakes are in RTO. See if we can get... No, I don't want VNAV just yet. Afraid it'll try and take off like it just did. Let's reduce the trim. I still have a real problem with this plane, the nose coming up like crazy. And the FMC is going to say that I'm not pointed at the thing, so it won't give me LNAV. Alright. Let's get lined up. Alright. Now, auto throttles are armed. LNAV, they'll probably let me do it this time because we are pointed really close to it. Clear that out. Alright, we are ready to go. So advance the throttles. Alright, stabilize. Let's go up and set power. Alright, power is set. I'm going to push the yoke forward just to make sure that nose doesn't pop up. So, well, he's saying 80 knots. I don't know why the other people didn't come on. He didn't give me V1. Alright, gears up. I'm going to bring the throttle back. Flaps to 5. Flaps 1. I forgot, I was going to change how I do the altitude. I was going to do it technically the way you're supposed to. I just always put it at my altitude. Top of my climb. And technically it should be at 2400. Because this thing just, it does not pay attention to the speed or the altitude. Alright. So let's go ahead and put it on autopilot. We'll take a look out at the scenery. And it's descending. What in the world?
Too low terrain.
You need to get those flaps out before they get damaged. Now see, look at it just... I don't know, I don't get it. Because it will end up way past 2400. And look, it's almost at 300 knots. Does it increase the throttles? I have no idea why it does that. See the third-party scenery. It looks a lot better when you're at higher altitudes. I do like it though. It has a little bit of a frame rate hit, I noticed. But yesterday I think it was a little jagged as well because it was so hot in this room. See, we're already at 3,700 feet, when technically we're supposed to be at 2,400 and 4 miles out. I don't know, it doesn't seem to, QualityWings, this one, that doesn't seem to pay too much attention to that. So you already passed the next one as well. And at 285 knots, coming down, but still, like, I don't know. I don't get why it does that. Alright, 8,000 feet. I'll wait for 10,000 before we speed it up. I want to take another look outside real quick from a little higher altitude. $9,500 feet. Alright, let's go ahead and turn off the landing lights and we'll go back outside for a minute. So it does look a lot better from up here. In our beautiful Continental 757.
Ladies and gentlemen, the use of approved portable electronic devices is now.
Well, see, she was talking, so I don't know why she didn't come on earlier. Because we were getting near the runway. Alright. Everything looks pretty good so far. Like that. Ah, that went away. Alright, everything looks pretty good. So I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and speed it up. It's kind of a long flight, it seemed like last night. So, but I'll speed it up 4x and I'll be back in just a bit.
fasten seatbelts sign. Please check that your seatbelt is securely fastened. To prepare for landing, it will be necessary to collect all service items, as well as any other items you wish to discard, such as newspapers.
Alright, everybody, I slowed it down. We also need to slow this plane down. Took off the auto throttles a little bit ago and idled the engines, but man, it just still didn't want to come down. The speed. Let's check our landing speed, by the way. It's 133, alright. Well, see, we're going to go towards this hill. And that's the thing that I have the problem with our altitude. So I've limited it to 7,000. I think that's just enough to get over. I can't remember if we have to. Yeah, we do have to go completely over it. And I'm going to cut off the navigation, the autopilot, right at S Bono, and we're going to go over. See, it takes you at that angle towards the runway, and I don't want to. Obviously, I want to come out here, give us a better run at it. Alright, you can see the speed coming down. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Let's see how it does. Yeah, it's still going to creep down. Alright, flaps to 1. We do have to watch the speed, so we don't want to get it too low. Although you don't want to have it too fast either. Alright, flaps to 5. A little more throttle.
Preparation for landing. Please return all seat backs and tray tables to their upright and stowed position.
See, I think we have to go just over. See, there's a valley on the other side.
All carry-on items. Additionally, footrests and video monitors must be returned to their original position.
We might have to go up a little bit. Whoops, not that much. $7,200 might have enough to get us over it. I think we're just going to have enough altitude to get over that. We're actually in a little low dip. So I think we should be alright. Can't actually see. Oh, and it's raining. That's nice. I put the auto brakes to 3, by the way. It's only about an 8,500 foot runway, which is fine lengthwise, but with me flying, I have a tendency, obviously, to float it. Alright, cut that to 7,000. Cut off the LNAV. Gonna cut the autopilot here. Set this to about 4,000. Oh man, having trouble hitting it. Let me fix my views, get this shakes off. Just in case we gotta go around. The heading is already set. Flaps to 15. Let's bring this up. Be easier for you and me to see. So we've got to get down to 100 feet or so below sea level as well. I don't want to get it too slow, but we do have to descend. We're going to pick up speed, obviously. I'd say we're right at 10 miles. 2,500. Maybe a little over 10 miles out. Alright, let's turn left over towards the runway. Ignore that. Went a little too far out. Drop the gear. Flaps to 20.
Flight attendants, please be seated for arrival.
It's a bad way to come into this airport, I'd say. I still don't see the runway. Get back on the throttle a little bit. I think that's it right there. If I'm not mistaken, that little strip. Flaps to 25. Yeah, there you saw the little black box come up for the lights. Alright, we're at 45, coming up on 4,500 feet. We have no lights or anything. Oh, is there? Actually, there might be. Because it looks like there's... Usually when that black box comes up, there is a light. In fact, I do believe it's white. So we are, in fact, too high. I'm really worried about our speed to be more than anything. Flaps to 25. Thing is, I'm worried I'm going to dive down and end up getting too low. Just watch that speed. I really don't like these kind of approaches. I'm not really that good enough to do them, I always feel like. Alright. Actually, we're at full flaps. I thought we had one more to go. Apparently, we're already at 30. We're still going a little fast. But we're also descending at a high rate of speed. Once we level out, you know, obviously we're going to drop. Not really coming in straight either. Now our speed just dropped. Can't really having a hard time getting lined up. All right, now we're on it. We're on it. Bring the throttle back a little bit. A little more throttle. Don't get too high though. So far, not too bad. Gave it a little too much throttle there. You're pretty much right on speed, though. You can just keep the right descent.
400. 300.
I barely tapped the throttle and you could hear it spinning up.
200.
Come on, girl.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Alright. Not too bad. A little off left. I'm not sure about how the pitch and everything. Alright. Manual brakes. Come on, girl. Daggone it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Daggone it. I was trying to hit that taxiway. The brakes on this thing, man.
seatbelt fastened until the captain turns on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Wow.
Please remember to check around your seating area in the seat pocket.
Okay, so there's no tower.
For all personal belongings that you
See, I would have been hollering on the radio then.
the overhead bins, as the contents may have shifted.
It's my bad. I thought there was a tower. Alright. Well, I thought that was a pretty decent landing. I tried my best not to pitch up too much because that's what I always do and float it too long. I thought we did fairly good. I was off to the left, but bigger buildings over there. Alright, so it is to the right. Our only option, really. Retract these flaps. Start the APU. And the flight director off. Well, that was fun, I gotta say. Felt pretty good. I really did like that landing. The only thing I can't tell is if I pitched too much or not. Alright, I think there's a taxiway on the other side. I don't know if we should go over there or not. Let's just take this one. Let's kill those landing lights. Turn on the taxi lights, turn off the strobe. I think this taxiway. Yeah, alright. I think it's a little bit closer to the buildings without having to go around. Alright, now we're ready. Yeah, I thought there was a tower that was going to instruct us, or I would have been hollering on the radio like I'm supposed to. I had no idea there wasn't a tower. I'm pretty happy. I just, like I said, I don't know if we did pitched up too much. I tried basically not pitch at all. Well, I mean, I obviously have to flare a little bit, but that's one thing I got to practice with. It's one reason I'm glad I record the landings now, because it does help watching the replay on exactly what you did wrong. But hopefully that was a good one. Felt good. Alright, we'll go up here and park. At least the computer didn't shut down on me this time. Cross my fingers it doesn't happen now. I don't lose my video, but when it happens I lose my audio is the problem. The talking part. Audacity tries to recover it, but it always says it's corrupt. It's because it didn't shut it down properly or whatever. Alright, slow her down. Hopefully there's some places for some of us bigger planes. That could be a problem. But somebody's going to have to come get this thing probably. I don't think I'm going to fly it to another airport for another job. Might have someone else do it. Alright, you can see some parking spaces, but nothing big. Nothing meant for us. They're all sideways, too. You know what? We're just gonna have to pull in the middle. The opposite way. Take a right here. Alright, that's good enough for me. See how we look. That's good enough for me. Set this parking brake real quick before we hit that building. Alright. Oops. Hit the taxi lights off. Cut the engines. Cut the lights. Alright, so we're shut down and we can go ahead and move on over to air hauler and get paid. Alright, here we are in air hauler. We'll go ahead and unload this thing. No damage is 100%. We got paid. The last couple days I've been big on air hauler again, getting AI pilots. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not, but the last couple days I've got going again. Did a bunch of jobs. Let's see how much money we got. We have to buy one more MD-11. It's about the middle of the month. Actually, today's St. Patrick's Day, so it's the 16th. Come on, air hauler. There you go. This one's done. Some of these are fairly high-paying jobs. We'll get these guys done real quick. They gotta wait on air hauler. Alright. I hate how it kicks you back over to the... Alright, so those two are still going. Let's check out our money. 146. Is there a used MD-11? We might be able to still buy one. Yeah, 134, so we need to buy one. I'm kind of thinking Martin Air. See, I don't understand this. Martin Air, I don't know if that's the old library. Martin Air OC, Martin Air NC, Windows. I have no idea what that means. New cockpit, old cockpit? I don't know. That's kind of why I don't want to buy that one, since I don't understand it. British Airways, Saudi Arabian, Lufthansa, we've already got. Aeroloft, we can do that. Gemini Korean. Yeah, we don't have a Korean. Let's see. Federal Express, we don't need. KLM, we've already got a KLM. Lufthansa, UPS, we've already got. China, we've already got. I don't know. And I don't know what the NC Windows means. But we'll probably never fly it anyway. So I guess we technically don't have to worry about it. Alright, let's just go ahead and buy that one. And, where should we put it? Wasn't thinking about that. Let's put it in the US. We'll put it Albuquerque. No, let's put it in Phoenix. Seattle. Hell, let's put it in Seattle. We don't have a lot of flights out there anymore. And now there's going to be hopefully a ton of flights out of Seattle. Good paying ones. But now we've got 10 MD-11s and 10 747s, so we should be good on planes. We should never have to buy any more. Let's see if it did give me a bunch of Seattle jobs. Yeah, 2.7. Not as many as they used to be. I think it's when you buy the 747, you get like $5 million jobs and stuff. Alright, well, that's good for now. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode, everybody, and I will catch you on the next flight.
300. Approaching minimums. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.